Now, on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. O'Connor and Company.
Well, hey there, everybody. It is 8:37 a.m., and we are WMAL, News Talk 105.9. We are making sense of the news. I'm Andrew Langer, sitting alongside Julie Gunlock. And I got to tell you something, Julie. You know, because I text you incessantly when you're on the air with Larry and you say something funny or interesting, because you know that I'm listening. Larry doesn't respond. You respond. Therefore, you get the text messages, and nor should Larry respond while he's on the air. But listen, you guys did an interview with our next guest a couple of weeks ago, and it struck me. And I was so glad she was on with you and telling her story with you. Her name is Anna Giaritelli. She is a Washington Examiner reporter, but she's also an assault survivor. She is writing a book right now on this, and your interview with her was so fascinating and heartening. I'm so glad. I'm grateful that Heather has her on with us. First of all, Anna, how are you doing right now? Just let's do a check in there.
I am doing well. It's been
Good.
5 years. I'm in Washington today to talk about this publicly, and I'm doing well. I'm ready to share my story with everyone who's willing to listen.
Well, let's start here. Just quickly explain what happened. I mean, it is really literally. When I say Kafkaesque, I mean literally. It's like something that Kafka could have written or Dostoevsky could have written in terms of the breakdown in what happened. Remind us all what happened with your story.
Of course, yeah. In 2020, I'd been running errands, walking down the street on Capitol Hill by Union Station, safe area, and was randomly attacked by a homeless man who lunged at me, put his arms around me, pinned me down, and sexually assaulted me. Broad daylight, in a public area. And someone saved me. A couple people ran over. He got away that day. Through DNA on my clothing, police figured out we've already arrested this man. He has a criminal history. They got him off the street 3 months later. And the next day, the judge released him from jail.
Insane.
And in the year and a half that it took to go to trial, he ended up taking a plea deal. But in that period, he was arrested 5 more times on Capitol Hill, including for wielding a machete. And the judge let him out of jail the following day in those circumstances. And now, what happened to me, he went to prison, but it's not in the D.C. crime stats because it wasn't the top tier sex abuse crime. And so, so that is my full story.
But we're so grateful. And I am so grateful to you because I think a lot of people would experience this. I'd probably be like this, right? I'm like, I just want it to go away. I don't want to think about it. But you really did pursue this and find out that it wasn't included in the stats, which is just, mind-boggling to me, but it's one of the reasons that a lot of people can say, oh, crime isn't that bad. So your exposing this was so important, Anna, and I want to kind of get your thoughts on what's happening today. Tell us, you are going to be up on Capitol Hill. What is happening today?
Yeah, so like you guys, I'm a news reporter. I don't take sides on policies or lawmakers, but I was invited by Senator John Cornyn of Texas to come to Capitol Hill, to come to the Capitol, and share my story during a press conference that he and 7-8 other senators are going to be holding today to talk about crime in D.C. And so that was an opportunity that, was rarely afforded to victims to speak and share their experiences. And that's all my hope is, right? I'm not making the laws, but in sharing my story, we can get a better understanding of, what the issues are, and people can put forward, ways to address those things better.
And here's what gets me about this, Anna, and our guest is Anna Giaritelli. She's a reporter for the Washington Examiner. She's writing a book about her experiences here, and she's doing this press conference today. Is that you're a reporter? You have you took the great step. You took great courage for you to come out and talk about this traumatic experience for you. But for every Anna Giaritellis that are out there, there are thousands, I would say, in places like Baltimore and Chicago and elsewhere who are facing the same kind of bizarre, backwards criminal justice systems where, criminals are getting arrested. There's a revolving door. They're put back out on the street. And in between, when they commit horrific crimes, they are arrested again over and over again. And yet you've got folks like J.B. Pritzker and Brandon Johnson and Brandon Scott in Baltimore who won't do anything about it. That's the point of this press conference today, is to highlight that there are real victims out there, and that's why something needs to be done, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know what? If you don't understand the extent of crime, like my crime doesn't exist according to these
right.
Police, how can you fix the problem or understand the breadth of it? And so that's why, I would love, if I got a perfect outcome out of this, I would love to see DC police say, all right, we're putting forward all different degrees of sex abuse crimes, and all felonies are going to be on the map, and even color-coded, show which are convictions, which were charges, which were arrests and nothing happened. Like, sure. But if we're going to address this, whether it's the Bowser administration or the Trump administration, we need to know what exactly we're dealing with. So that's why.
And it's interesting because when we had on Mark Vargas a little while ago, who's with the Illinois Review, and talking about Chicago, and he was talking about sort of the magical thinking that's going on in Chicago with their mayor, Brandon Johnson, and some of it is the magical thinking by the left here in D.C. There was a Soviet agronomist named Lysenko who essentially wrecked Soviet agriculture by putting forth these bizarro, unbased in reality economic or agronomic theories, biological theories we call Lysenkoism. There's a certain degree of Lysenkoism here where it's a garbage statistic going in, and if you don't understand the real problem, you can't have a solution. That's what we're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Well, listen. All the best to you today. We're so, as Julie said, we are so grateful that you came on with us, and I know Larry and Julie are going to want to have you back. Not that I want to speak for them; we're going to speak for them there. But thank you so very much for coming on today.
Thanks, Anna. It's my pleasure. And 11:45 is the press conference. It'll be on YouTube.
11:45 is the press conference. Anna Giaritelli is the reporter, and I'm going to spell this out: ANNA_GIARITELLI. On X, on Twitter. Follow her. We can't wait for the book to be released. You take care. Listen, we got so much more to get to. It's 8:44 here on WMAL.